My loyal customers. So, I forgot about that. Anyways, so today, sadly, the sword fighting video had to be canceled because rain stuff, and apparently when it wasn't going to rain soon, I tried to contact Fur, but he never gave me a reply. So today it is just a solo video. And as as you can see, I am playing Minecraft, but it is going to be modded. Currently, I have the Origins mod installed. As you can see, I am smaller, I have less HP, and I have an active ability in this, or a primary power. I have chosen Fox, because it's only fitting, and some of you might have noticed the name rebrand, or name change. So I am rebranding this channel a bit. Originally, it was Ramen TCG because it was going to be a Pokemon channel. Obviously, though, it has become more than just a Pokemon card channel, and now it is a variety channel. So, instead, this is the ramen shop, and not many people voted, sadly. But the one vote has been for me to call you guys my customers. Thanks to the. So now, that is what I will be calling you all. Unless, of course, something changes. But I am just honestly happy. I'm glad that you all enjoy the stuff I do. So, this I will be not be talking about the channel itself though, because I realize I need more topics to talk about. Obviously, I have asked you all to give me some topics I could talk about. No one really has. So, instead, I am a part of a D&D group. I've talked about it a bit on one of the sword fighting videos. And I absolutely love it. We have not had our first video posted, because my aunt is our editor, and she is the owner of the podcast as well, so we are currently waiting on her. So, pretty much for now, I figured why not talk about it? Because hell, maybe some people might be fans of D&D. Oh yeah, also, this is what my primary power does. It just yeets me. Anyways, but yeah. Yeah, I figured I would talk about it. So, this campaign has been going on for a good bit now. We've had our 5th session, I think, recently. And I apologize for allergies. But yeah, we had our 5th session. It originally started as a regular D&D campaign, like the fantasy stuff and all that. I am playing a human bard who is honestly pretty innocent. I'm not going off of the meme for bard where we seduce everything. I have done one seduction roll. That's it, really. Where did I put my crafting bench? Oh. Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. It started off as the tavern thing, obviously. Where I got introduced to our other players' characters. We have, Kale von Trail de Monesh, our, monk. Do not ask me about the name. We call him Monesh for short. I do not know why he made that his name. But apparently the player has had that character for a while. and finally got to use him. And then we didn't really get introduced to our other player's character, but they are Azrael. They have the race Aarakocra, but they aren't actually a bird person. They are they're just pretty much a person with bird-like features. And there is one other player who, with Azrael, plays the same exact. Who also plays Azrael, technically. I'll get more into that in the future. Here, let me just go over here and fix my inventory. But yeah. So yeah, it started off with the stereotypical tavern. We were going to... In my lore, I am a part of a traveling band that goes around and gets hired to play for different areas. Today we were offered to play for a bar, and that one happened to be the same one that Azrael and Monesh were going to. So, my character played. I rolled, I think it was an 18 for performance. 18 or 19, I can't remember. But yeah, and I just played. Monesh, after a few songs, came up to my character. Oh yeah, I should tell you guys about my character. Yeah, his name is Evist. As I said, he is a bard, a very innocent one. Like, he's a very kind soul, respects everyone he can, and is just overall a sweetheart. The party immediately fell in love with him. Yes. Anyways, but we had a few drinks. Azrael had pickpocketed someone. Even though they failed, they still got money out of it. Because our DM is definitely something. DM, if you are watching this, I do not mean that in a disrespectful way. I love you and you are amazing, but even though you do make broken characters. Yeah. Anyways, a bit after, there ended up being a bar fight. Why? Somehow a patron punched another patron, just accidentally, and it ended up with a bar fight. My character had... Ooh, diamonds. Anyway, I'm sorry, that I was not trying to be dismissive of those diamonds. I'm trying to find a, good spot. Oh my god. Yeah. But my character had gotten drunk, passed out, and woke up from all of the racket that was happening. So, me being used to bar fights from his travels, he decided to immediately grab his flute and cast, what was it? Frickin', oh, I think it was Thunderwave? Yeah, and pretty much knocked out half the or killed half the patrons. Because, spells and ranged attacks cannot be non-lethal. So anyways, he did that, and the NPC that my DM plays ended up, he ended up bringing the Monesh out, and then the rest of the party out of the bar fight after everyone was knocked out, or killed, not knocked out. So that was fun. He pretty much explained why he grabbed us. It was not a good reason, to say the least. And now we got dragged along into traveling with him. Obviously, my character was hesitant because they had the band that they were traveling with, pretty much his family, because he had amnesia and he did not know where he was going, so they were the only ones that really gave him any type of family he knew of. Turns out they had gotten hit by the NPC when he had casted Eldritch Blast because he is a warlock. Yeah, but okay, sorry. Looking around for the slime. But yeah. But that set off our travels, pretty much. My character obviously followed, and Azrael did not want to go, but Evis, my character... Well, it's more Azrael was hesitant at first, but... Ooh, more diamonds. But, Evist managed to convince them to come along instead. Okay, so I can already make a enchantment table and diamond pickaxe. Cool. Yeah, that's a general summary of what happened in our first interaction. Yeah, so we start moving, going to another town. It's a fairly nice town. Evist wants to explore a bit. But, instead, the NPC, whose name is Corvum, who everyone in the party pretty much hates, he takes us to a tavern and tries to get a night there. He immediately tells Corvum, though, to get the fuck out. This is because a key detail that Corvum had left out is that he had burned down and stolen all of that guy's money. He burned down the bar and stole all of the guy's money, is what I mean. So, Evist kind of went off on him a bit. Corvum eventually did pay after much reluctance and trickery, because he is a tiefling, and my DM made him an asshole. Whew, that was close. But yeah, and but he needed to make a deal to help find the man's beer, because the beer was apparently stolen by a bunch of goblins. How the goblins were smart enough to do this, we do not know. Anyways, after a bit of traveling, we managed to come across some goblins. My character carried the fight. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying not to die. Oh god. I'm gonna be honest, that was pure luck getting up here. But yes. So we ended up coming across some smaller goblins. Managed to take them out pretty easily. Then we came across the goblin boss. My character, instead of resorting immediately to violence, tried coming up with a plan. while Azriel decided to just walk right up to them. The goblins did not care. They just kept talking. So instead, what Evist had done is he went and used Disguise Self through the Hat of Disguise he has. Because what ended up was the DM had asked us in the Discord we're in to guess where we are going to be starting in a poll, and I was one of the 2 people to get it right by using simple logic. So my character did that, disguised himself as a goblin, and managed to steal at least one of the barrels. Then we were informed that the barrels were highly flammable and could explode. So, Azriel, being the absolute genius, decided to throw one of the barrels into the fire, killing the 3 goblins that were there, majorly damaging the goblin boss that was there, and also damaging themselves a lot. We still managed to win. My 5-2 human managed to kill the boss using Vicious Mockery, because the boss was literally at 1 HP. So that was a nice experience. But yeah, and we ended up getting most of the beer, back. The bartender was perfectly fine with one of his barrels being gone, as long as he had most of it, and led us through the door to get through to the next town. I might not have brought that up. To get to different towns, you have to go through doors. This is called trial by fire, so these are counted as trials. Anyways, continuing from there, we went to the next town. The next town was a bit more modern, and of course, our lovely Corvum, being the asshole he is, was also wanted here. Or no, he wasn't wanted. This was an actual trial, where we had to get past a bunch of, stuff. Corvum managed to get by pretty easily. So did Monesh. I struggled quite a bit. Because my character is not the most athletic. But Azriel, after a bit of trial and error, managed to pick my character up and flew both of them to the end. That went to the next town, where, pretty much, it was pretty simple. A bartender needed a bit of help, because a bunch of Dragonborns had decided to, start coming to the bar and robbing him. At that time, the Dragonborns actually did show up. And since they were not hostile to us yet, Evist, being the absolute genius he is, decided to roll to seduce one of the Dragonborns. He got like a 23, I think. So one of the Dragonborns was now out of the fight. Then Corvum went to the back, and Monesh punched one of the still 2 more hostile Dragonborns. We thankfully did still win, and now we have a Dragonborn ally, which also ended up becoming my character's girlfriend. Now, And for a bit of spoilers ahead, they do have a very healthy relationship, and this does not reflect my relationship IRL. This is all a part of the game. Anyways. Ooh, diamonds. Okay. But yes. Ooh, ravine. Anyways. But yeah, that happened. So we stayed the night. My character... Oh yeah, and I also forgot to note. My character barely gets sleep at night. This will become relevant later on. But now we stay the night, rest up, and we head through the next door to the next trial. And what ends up happening is, turns out, this is where Corvum is still a wanted criminal. Though he is a wanted criminal, but he also, is just not liked. Why? Because apparently the owner of this tavern was at a wedding, and Corvum was supposed to be there. He wasn't, and he was the groom. So, Corvum ended up actually ghosting his own wedding. He did not do this on purpose, as we later find out. He was being chased by the criminals, or by the police, not the criminals. And had to ditch it. Yeah, so that was fun. Monesh, midway through the session, ended up actually crashing on Discord. So we pretty much did a bunch of fighting, like friendly fights, and proved that my character was the second strongest out of the party, because he easily defeated Corvum, who had a +5 to hit. Mike Evist has a 13 armor class, and he did not get hit once. He pretty much wrecked Corvum, and then he proceeded to absolutely destroy Azrael as well. So yeah, that was pretty much the filler. Then, after a while, we decided to move on, and turns out Corvum was actually getting a second chance at his wedding. Because the one he ghosted actually was still in love with him, which Evist thought was sweet. So he was supportive. Azrael did not. By the way, with the fights, Evist did not want to fight. He was trying his best to get out of fighting. But, Corvum, being the insistent prick he was, eventually convinced Evist, after telling Azrael that he does not care if he dies, that honestly, Evist was pretty pissed at Corvum. So the ass kicking was still very much deserved. Yeah, and I'm sorry there's no base building yet. I heavily enjoy mining, and considering there's a giant open cave right here, it's kind of perfect for me. I will have to go back up eventually for, like, food. But yeah. So, Corvum went through with the ceremony. It was actually pretty sweet, and his wife ended up joining the party. Moving on from there, we ended up, this is a big cave. That's a lot. Oh my god, there's a mine shaft. Yeah, we ended up going into some old cult ruins. And we had to take out some zombies. Evist was getting a lot of headaches because turns out this place is somewhere where he knew. That place was actually his home. And actually outside of the story, me and Ezreal's players actually agreed to ooh, but the three of us actually had decided to combine our lore together. Because Evist has amnesia. So yeah, we defeated some zombies. We continued through through everything. And eventually we get to a small area with where we come across a giant monster that Evist remembers as the Guardian all of a sudden. And he immediately has a panic attack. So he was rendered useless during that fight. And no, this was my decision as a player, because I wanted to see how well our party operated without someone to get through high armor classes. AKA me. Was it a bit of a dick move? Yes. Was it did it give the party a chance to shine? Absolutely. So, they managed to defeat that. Evist was still in a panicked state, so Elgard, the Dragonborn he had seduced, had to carry him. And again, they have a very loving situation, so she did not mind. But from there, they moved on. Oh god, baby zombie. Okay. Whew. Sorry for not talking there. I get very silent whenever I get scared of something. Whew. I probably should use this ability. I can put stuff in this inventory and it will be permanent forever. Or it will stay with me in death. But yeah. But yeah. We continue. We battle some of the golems that were still dormant. They were still dormant and finally woke up, and we ran into another player character. He is a Aarakocra crow. He is 3'11", very small. And he is interesting, to say the least. He hasn't really shown up much because the player can not show up a whole lot thanks to his parents. But they are a very chill guy, and honestly... Oh! Jesus! That's a bit embarrassing. Probably would have been smart to make armor there. I'm sorry. Oh well. Oh, God, not again. But yeah, so that all happened. Evist finally comes out of his panic state as they fall through a trap door, leading them to a more basement-like area. And Evist finally decides to confront Azrael about something, because they seem to know a lot about the place. Evist pulls out a dagger that he has had since he woke up. It's pretty much a dagger with the symbol of the cult on it. And he asked Azrael about it. Azrael gets a bit pissed, asks him where he got it. And, that all happens. Yeah. So, Evist has a planned death, pretty much. A ballista bolt goes through his stomach. And instead of dying, he ends up going to a space in his mind. A space he doesn't understand. How I like to describe it is there's a blank area with doors on lining him, like going forward. He does not... the doors are locked. The doors represent his memories. So it's like Kingdom Hearts. I realize. But yes. So he ends up meeting a celestial-like being, Darkheart. Darkheart talks to him a bit, revives him, and now can speak in the back of Evist's mind. Now, then we get to a turning point. The team follows, Azrael, and Evist does gain back a bit of memory from this, unlocking, his cleric subclass that I gave him. Finally. So they all follow Azrael, because Azrael knows where they're going, and they find their old mom. Odalia, or no, not Odalia, Ophelia is her name. And Ophelia tries to suck out the life from, Azrael, because Ophelia is a bitch, to put it simply. Evist, now having the cleric subclass, is able to jump in and use protection from good and evil on Azrael. They have a bit of a conversation. Evist tries to kill Ophelia because he remembers her now. And then Azrael suddenly disappears on them. Turns out Azrael went to the top of the area. The temple. That's what I'm thinking. Went to the top of the temple to talk to the demon that the cult made a deal with. The demon talks to them a bit, talks about how bored she is. And then Azrael flies off after the party gets to them. The party is not able to keep up with Azrael. And it turns out that Azrael has gone through a door that suddenly shuts off. They do not remember this part. And then, I'm not going to describe it, but Azrael dies in a very gruesome way. This is all planned, though. Like, they are going to come back eventually. They are still not back up to this session. But eventually they will be coming back. Yeah, this releases the demon. And they fly off. So now, Evist, traumatized after trying to help and failing, pretty much Darkheart does eventually manage to come out of Evist's body, taking his damn sweet time. So yes, that is about halfway through the current sessions. There's a lot more that has happened. But yeah, that is a summary. Everyone goes back to a town with Evist carrying Azrael's corpse because Darkheart just made him, pretty much. Yeah, everyone gets to the town. Evist, personally, does not seem like the same, because usually he is very friendly, very talkative. Now he is just dead silent. Like, he is avoiding everyone, to put it simply. The town blacks out because there's a group of bandits controlling the power. This is pretty much a weekly thing. And now the party is off to kill the bandits. Honestly, everyone, it has been fun talking with you all. Though, I'm glad I get to play Minecraft a bit, just solo. But sadly, it looks like I have to go. Oh. So, give me a second to be able to dig down. Yeah. I hope you all had fun with this. I'm having fun. So, I hope you all have a good I hope you all have a good night, and take care, my loyal customers. Bye-bye.